Someone said he did a flip and I could smell that he was an ex-Mormon, and I was just like, what? That was just, that kind of cracked me up. Hi guys, sorry if I look a little sweaty and my hair is maybe a little more frizzy today. It is getting hot as in Georgia. Very humid and hot. Oh my gosh. But anyway, hey guys, before I start this video, I do want to show something really cute to you guys. I posted this on my Instagram, but I have this little baby RJ of Jin from BTS. And it usually hangs on my wall, but I'm gonna bring it with me when I see him in Tampa. And I remembered I have a Woody doll and he has a cowboy hat, and I was like, wait. So I gotta figure out how to like place it on him. I'll probably use some string or something, but oh my god. He's ready to line dance, y'all. Because y'all know Jin put out a country song. Country pop, you know, rope it. So gotta represent, but he looks so cute. Okay, anyway, not related to this video, but I guess I'll hang him back up here. Okay, here we go. So as you can see by the title, today we're going to be talking about Benson Boone, and yes, it does involve Freddie Mercury as well. I figured since some of y'all still want to see my Queen videos, it's a very viral topic right now. Very popular discourse online about Benson Boone and the Coachella performance with Brian May, and just Benson Boone as an artist, and the outfits he wears and like what he does on stage. And how he presents himself, I guess. A lot of people are, you know, talking about Freddie Mercury and the fact that he performed with Brian May and did Bohemian Rhapsody. I mean, so, you know, all of that is kind of coming together. Before I start, I want to say this is not a hate video. No, this video isn't going to be me trying to compare Freddie to Benson Boone or Benson Boone to Freddie. No, this is just a really talked about topic right now online. And as someone that has been talking about Queen since I was a sophomore in high school, so like 2015, 2016. A lot of the following I have on here is from people who, when the Bohemian Rhapsody biopic came out, they found my channel through that because I made a lot of Queen videos, and I'm so thankful for that. But yeah, so I haven't been around since Queen's inception. I was literally born in 1998, so I had a lot of catching up to do. But yeah, 2015, 2016, I really got into Queen after seeing a documentary on them. So I felt like I kind of had somewhat of a say on this like whole Benson Boone, Freddie comparison, or just, I don't know, the topic online of Benson Boone and what he's doing on stage and wearing and things like that, and his music. I actually talked about the Coachella performance briefly of Benson Boone and Brian May on my personal YouTube channel when I did my Coachella Chaos video. I did watch the performance. No one's ever going to be Freddie. Like, I have seen Queen and Adam Lambert literally 5 or 6 times at this point. I absolutely love Adam Lambert. I remember when he was on American Idol and I was voting for him like crazy on my mom's flip phone back then. Okay, it was a job for me. It was serious. But like, him and Freddie are two totally different people, and I respect that, and I think Adam has a lot to offer even if he is not Freddie Mercury. The fact that Brian and Roger, you know, were able to come back and, you know, perform with Adam. Of course I miss John, of course I miss Freddie, but I'm glad to have at least something, you know. Obviously Freddie's no longer with us, and John chose to, you know, no longer participate in Queen's activities, and that's totally fine. That's literally his decision. Benson Boone, I watched it. I thought he did, you know, good. I didn't think it was absolutely terrible, in my opinion, and this is someone that, you know, loves Queen and loves Freddie. I just thought it was a good performance. I didn't think it was like the best performance of life, and I thought that the second weekend that Benson did it and brought out the cardboard cutout of Brian was hilarious. I'm gonna go ahead and talk about the, you know, Freddie and Benson comparison first, since I know that's why a lot of y'all probably clicked on this video, because I'm gonna talk about Freddie in it. Some of you may not know who Benson Boone is, or if you do, you probably know the 2 songs, The Beautiful Things and the Moonbeam Ice Cream, which is a big debate. A lot of people call it coworker music, you know, millennial music, I don't know. Since that performance, obviously because he's in a jumpsuit, he's with Brian May and he's singing Bohemian Rhapsody, a lot of people talked about, oh my god, some people said Freddie vibes. I mean, he's performing Bohemian Rhapsody with Brian May. Like, of course we're gonna think of Freddie, but that doesn't necessarily mean like this is like, I don't know, I don't know who's thinking this is the next Freddie Mercury, but I don't think anyone that knows Freddie Mercury said that. I certainly didn't, and that is no hate on Benson Boone. I was not thinking that. A lot of people have made the comparison of Benson and Harry. I see like some similarities, but I like Harry's music personally a lot more than Benson's. I know people are talking about like the jumpsuits and stuff, which is going to lead me into the conversation that a lot of people are talking about. I actually saw a TikTok video on this, but I can't find it anymore because I didn't save it. But basically, one of the issues online with this like Freddie and Benson comparison is, number one, it just doesn't seem authentic what Benson Boone is doing versus like that was authentic for Freddie. What Freddie was doing was authentic to him and his like stage persona and who he was. A lot of people have mentioned, you know, Freddie was a gay man. He, you know, faced discrimination. I'm sure he faced racism, you know. And Benson Boone, yes, he's white as far as we know, which I don't really care what his sexuality is, but he's a straight man. That's really his business. So a lot of people have said, you know, Freddie was this icon. He was different. He was himself. He was unique. And then Benson is the straight white guy in a jumpsuit, which has also been a Harry Styles thing. Again, I don't care what Harry Styles' sexuality is. I literally know all of Harry Styles' songs because I just wanted to hear, you know, what he sounded like as a solo artist. But Benson Boone, I will say, I don't really like his music. I know he's putting out an album, so maybe he'll put something else on that album that I will like. But so far, I haven't liked Beautiful Things and I have not liked Moonbeam Ice Cream. I don't know if he has more songs. I should look into that before the release of this album. That's another thing. A lot of people are like really concerned about the album artwork. For me, I'm hoping it's like a Beyonce situation. Not to compare him to Beyonce, but I'm saying, you know, her album had a lot of American themes on it. Like she's on a horse, you know, got American colors, the flag. There's just so many different messages in Cowboy Carter, but that was beautifully done. I'm not really sure where Benson is gonna go with his, but yeah. Anyway, before I get off topic again, back to the whole Freddie was unique. Benson seems like this is kind of him playing dress up for a lot of people. Obviously, the times are very different, and I fully believe that, you know, Freddie went through definitely some hell being who he truly was. There were people that were very judgmental, I'm sure, and didn't like him. I mean, we see how the I Want to Break Free video was treated in the US, you know, playing on MTV. It's ridiculous stuff like that. I rambled way too much in my video, so I'm gonna insert this clip. Hopefully I explain it better. I guess what people just don't want, especially if it's like a straight guy that's, you know, embracing his femininity, which like nothing wrong with that, you know. I think what the problem is when men will do that and then they'll actively like hate the gay community or like basically use it for their benefit, but then when it actually comes to like the community that likes that certain style or does certain things that they incorporate in their like performance or their music, it just feels like a slap in the face. I think that's what people are trying to say. But as far as I know, I have never seen Benson Boone like say anything hateful or none of that. So that's why I'm kind of confused, like why people are so upset about it. But anyway, so that was the Freddie Mercury part with the comparison to Benson Boone, which again, I don't really think many people are doing that. If you know Freddie Mercury, I don't see how you could do that. I also saved some videos of people talking about their dislike for Benson Boone. Now, this is what kind of started it. Benson Boone posted this TikTok, which I think has since been deleted, but it says, "If you hate me or my music, at least have a good reason for it. I just read a comment that said, I don't even know why I hate Benson Boone, but it feels right. Like, what? How am I supposed to improve after reading that? At least say something valid, like he low-key just flips everywhere and can he do nothing else?" Which some people have said that. Someone said he did a flip and I could smell that he was an ex-woman, and I was just like, what? I have no idea if that's true, because again, I don't know about this man's personal life. I'm just now like learning about him, really. That was just, that kind of cracked me up. That Ruby Frankie documentary just really did a number on me when it comes to Mormonism. I'm sure that's a really extreme example, but I don't know. I've seen some things. Okay, or even I just don't like his songs, even though I'm basing my opinion off the only one that I've ever heard over and over, Super Valid, which, you know, again, that's what I'm saying. When his new album comes out, I am gonna give it a chance because I'm just curious. I do think it's a little like retail basic music, but that doesn't mean that I think he's like a terrible person and I just hate him. I really don't know anything about him aside from that. I will say this is hilarious. Look at this. I'm not going to play the audio because it will get copyrighted, but it says, taking Brian back home after Coachella. He loved it, and he's got the cardboard cutout. I mean, that's kind of funny. A lot of people posted their response of why they don't like Benson Boone, and this is one. Have a valid reason for disliking Benson Boone? Sure, I'll go. He takes the style of groundbreaking 70s singers that embraced androgynous and queer style, then boils it down to something that can be mass marketed to white middle Americans who are trying to destroy the very communities that created the style. To me, that's one thing. I feel like if you're going to be a hateful, non-inclusive person, and I'm not saying this is Benson Boone, I'm just saying in general, it could come in many different ways, like taking something from the gay community that they brought to life, and then you're someone that hates them, and you're using it for your advantage. That's what I don't like. But I have no idea if that's Benson Boone. As far as I know, that is not the case. Like, I haven't seen any evidence of that. You know what I'm saying? So, like, yes, if it was someone that took bits and pieces of queer culture or things that the queer community did and actively hated those people, I absolutely see the problem. And this is another one. My problem with him is that, like a lot of male artists, they treat queer culture or dressing in feminine clothes like a costume just to get attention for breaking gender norms. Then they go back. His album cover is him with the American flag. So I'm hoping there's like a deeper message, you know, because tensions are high in the US. You know, not a lot of people are feeling very patriotic right now, unless you go to the Cowboy Carter tour, because let me tell you, those videos make me feel patriotic as hell. Okay, here's another take.
Can we talk about Benson Boone for a second? As someone who doesn't even listen to his music, never heard anything other than the "Move Me, My Scream" song.
Please.
The hate and the discourse I've seen online is absolutely insane. I saw a girl on TikTok
Here it
make a
is.
video that said, Benson Boone doing a backflip is so Mormon coded. What? Were you dropped on your head as a child?
Oh my god!
What's wrong with you?
Oh my god.
What does that even mean? Again, I do not know this man. I have never been a fan of the music. I've never followed it. But it is so weird, the hate that he gets for absolutely...
There's always going to be something to criticize. And I'm not saying that, like, no one deserves to be criticized, because some people absolutely deserved to be criticized for weird, not appropriate, sick behavior. I mean, if you're really famous, it's just kind of a thing for people to just pick you apart sometimes. And then I did want to include this video because this kind of explains how Benson Boone became to be. Like, I heard his song Beautiful Things on TikTok, and that's how I figured out, like, oh, that's Benson Boone. And then I actually saw him at an award show. I don't remember which one. And I was like, oh, that's what he looks like. But this is how it began.
Industry plant, wannabe Panic at the Disco, wannabe Freddie Mercury,
God.
underhated, overrated. Those are all comments people make towards Benson Boone. He is the most hated male pop star. It is not common for a man who is a pop star to be hated. Welcome to Fandom Lore, where we're talking about Benson Boone. Because where did this man come from? Benson Boone went on American Idol when he had only been singing for about a year.
Okay.
And he made it. He then ended up quitting because he didn't want to be associated with American Idol.
I don't blame him, because Kelly Clarkson, I'm so glad she's done with that contract. That is crazy. That's why I'm kind of glad Adam Lambert did not win American Idol, because it seems like that contract, allegedly, is a little intense. And now, you know, Adam was able to tour with Brian and Roger, so, you know, won in the end, right?
And wanted to make music on his own terms. Benson Boone took himself online. He got on TikTok, he was posting, and then he got that one hit. And we don't know what it is. Blew up, he's been writing that, and it brings us to where we are today. I feel that what doesn't help him is that it's always been that one song. That one song is in every single edit. You've seen the videos of him performing that one song, and it's constantly shoved and shoved and shoved, and that creates a distaste for it. People associate this song with him trying extremely hard.
And now I've noticed, I went to his profile, and I know he's trying to promote, like, the new single, Moonbeam Ice Cream, but now people are starting to really dislike that song because it's, like, on every single one of his TikToks, basically. And I know he's just trying to promote it.
Also while performing, and a lot of people are also looking at it as a Panic at the Disco, Brendan Urie situation.
God. Panic at the Disco was amazing at one time. And I still love Death of the Bachelor, I'm not even gonna lie. They have some bangers, but yeah, Brendan Urie is also one of those people that a lot of people have distaste for now.
This is my first video on Instagram.
Damaged his voice by doing things
Yeah.
that he probably shouldn't have been doing.
Yeah.
What's crazy to me is that after all my years of being a fangirl, the only time I've ever seen this amount of extreme hate has always been geared towards female artists.
That's
for the exact
true.
same reasons, for doing too much, for trying too hard, for
That's
being
true.
popular.
This is gonna revolve around the album cover of his upcoming album.
Benson Boone album cover does feel weird and out of place. And it's not even the
And people are saying this because the single Moonbeam Ice Cream, what does that have to do with this? Which is why I'm like, I'm gonna give it a chance and wait for the album to come out, and maybe I'll understand.
American flag. It's like the darkness and like the dirty grittiness of it. Because when I think of Benson Boone, I think of this, like bright.
I mean, you know, maybe this is gonna be his new era. Maybe he's gonna rebrand a little bit. We're gonna see.
Flips, whimsical,
Whimsical.
Moonbeam Ice Cream, like that's your lead single.
Yeah.
Moonbeam Ice Cream. But like this is your album cover. It just there's no synergy between like.
I will say, like, a single, you might want it to represent the album, like, message and theme. Maybe a little better, but also maybe he just wanted it to be, like, more catchy and fun and commercial. Artists want to be commercial. They want to have a song that's going to be on the radio. But I definitely think you shouldn't have to sacrifice the quality of it, I guess, you know? I know, like, Pink, for example, she had to do some stuff she didn't want to do when she first started her career to, like, really put her name out there, and then eventually she was going to be able to make music that fit her better. So I get it, but you gotta be careful with that. Like, you gotta protect what you really want to stand for and what you want to say. And I know for some artists it's harder because of companies they're under, but yeah, that's my 2 cents on that. Okay, this is the last TikTok I'm gonna play, but this is someone else's take. There's so many takes. You could scroll on TikTok for hours listening to people's takes.
Now that Pitchfork has come out saying they hate Benson.
Oh yeah, Pitchfork put this out on Instagram. This is really intense. Like, this is a lot. You're entitled to your opinion, but damn, this was harsh, okay? Pitchfork, Benson Boone is horrible, just god-awful, the kind of act that makes you wonder if this whole medium has been worth it. I mean, that statement alone, I was just like, wow.
Pitchfork has come out saying they hate Benson Boone. I finally feel safe to say that I feel the same way, and I have since I've heard of him, since I saw him one time on TikTok. And I'll tell you why, and I know I said I'm going to stop hating on men because of my personal feelings and only hate on them because of problematic behavior. I can't.
It's hard sometimes, you guys. I gotta be honest, I'm kind of with her on that part. It is hard to be nice to men sometimes.
Guys, these jumpsuits are hideous. They're hideous. Why
I don't think it looks that bad.
that? I hate them. I feel like he can't decide on who he wants to be as an artist. Like, is he trying to be Harry Styles? I am so sick. This reminds me a lot of the guys in LA who like wear eyeshadow and think
Okay, I understand this concern. Now, I'm not saying this is Benson Boone because obviously, like, I don't know that man personally, and basically all of us that are having this discourse online, we don't know that man personally. Some guys will literally dress more feminine or, you know, have these qualities to, like, appeal to certain women, and they do it to manipulate women. I am not saying that's Benson Boone. I'm just saying these guys exist, and they actually are some of the worst men in the history of ever. I know what she's saying. I've seen them with my own eyes. Like, they exist.
direction he's going in with this, like, look at me, I'm covered in dirt and I have a flag. Like, he doesn't know who he is as an.
And, you know, he is a newer artist, I guess. I mean, he was on American Idol, but, like, maybe in terms of making the music with, like, producers and stuff, he needs to figure out, like, what is truly him. A lot of people again say he's an industry plant or he's not authentic and he's just trying to make like quick, easy music. But I don't know if that's the case with him. Like, I really don't. This just could be the style that he likes. I really don't know. She goes on to say like that's just her personal preference. Like, she just doesn't really like his music. And again, that's fine. But yeah, I don't hate this man. Like, if you really like his music, I really don't care, and I'm not gonna bully you for it. I don't know, like, I'm not gonna make fun of you for it. It's your opinion, and music is kind of just subjective, so I don't know. That's just how I feel as someone who, you know, loves Freddie, loves Queen, and doesn't really know a whole lot about Benson Boone, like, personally, or his inner thoughts, or listen to his music other than like the few singles he's had. Really, I've only heard 2. So I think it's something that I'm gonna have to wait till the album comes out. Or, you know, I could continue to feel the same way after this album comes out and after I've listened to it and be like, I don't hate him, but just the music isn't for me, which I think is totally fine. So yeah, those are my thoughts. Y'all let me know in the comments what you think, especially all my Queen watchers, Queen followers. Y'all definitely let me know. Hope you guys are doing well. Hope you guys aren't sweating profusely like I am under this ring light. My pits are soggy. I hate to say it, but moist. Oh god, not the word moist. Anyway. Disgusting! That was out of pocket, but I love you guys, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye, guys.
What was that?
I don't know what that was. That was, you know what? If anyone deserves hate, I think it was me for doing that just now, because that was a little bit cringy, so.